Hey, welcome back. I'm Johannah Grenaway here with some of your latest headlines. The coronavirus death toll in the U.S. surpassed 450,000 on Thursday, despite a falling number of new infections and multiple vaccines being introduced. Meanwhile, members of the U.S. women's national soccer team joined President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden for a roundtable on Equal Pay Day. The Census Bureau estimates that a woman earns about 82 cents for each dollar a man earns, even less if she's a woman of color. We're one step closer to so-called normalcy after the CDC released new face mask guidance Tuesday. Whether you're vaccinated or not, the agency says you no longer need to wear a mask for outdoor activities like walking, running, or biking, since the risk of transmission is so low outside. President Biden expressed support for a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas during a call with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Monday marked the 8th day of airstrikes and rocket barrages that have killed more than 200 people in Gaza and 10 people in Israel. On the call, President Biden stopped short of calling for an immediate ceasefire, but a readout of the call showed increased concern about ending the fighting. Meanwhile, Israel pressed on with attacks against Hamas. The country unleashed another heavy wave of airstrikes on the Gaza Strip Monday, saying it destroyed 9 miles of militant tunnels and the homes of 9 Hamas commanders. Hey, welcome back to Newsy's latest headlines. I'm Johannah Grenaway here with some of the top stories we're tracking right now, starting with what we know about the deadly shooting in Colorado. Multiple outlets report at least 6 people are dead after a gunman opened fire. Kobe Bryant was posthumously inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame Saturday night. Bryant's widow, Vanessa, said she wishes her husband was here to accept the incredible award. Offering dolls outside the traditional Barbie mold has proven to be a major success for the company. Okay, Beyonce fans, now let's get in formation. The Queen Bee is relaunching her athleisure line, Ivy Park, with Adidas. Hair Love is a short film about a black father styling his little girl's hair for the first time. And the heartwarming little movie is up for a big prize, the Oscar for Best Animated Short. Matthew A. Cherry, who wrote, directed, and produced the film, says it showcases the complexities of black families in a positive light.
So that's just like how the type of storytelling I like to tell, take these kind of small moments that I think most people wouldn't look twice at and kind of really creating these really cool narratives behind them that just show us being us, and normalizing us in these everyday situations.
Cherry said he was inspired by a photo of a black father doing his daughter's hair, and then viral videos on social media of those special interactions gave him an aha moment.
I was like, light bulb over the head, like this is the idea, and it just felt like a good opportunity to just, do a lot of different things at once, to have characters that look like young kids that I know who never really get a chance to see characters that look like them that they can be proud of, that's proud of their hair. It shouldn't even be a conversation that kids, black kids, brown kids, kids that don't have straight hair should be able to wear their hair however they choose.
The Crown Act is legislation banning discrimination against people who wear their natural hair texture or protective styles. In some instances, people who have worn afros, braids, or dreadlocks have been deemed unprofessional at school or at work.
It's crazy that a law has to be passed in order for us to be able to wear our natural hair without there being a conversation about it. Hair Love can be a part of that conversation to help get it on a national stage. For me also, it was just a message that I wanted to put out there for my future kids so that they would live in a world where they wouldn't have to worry about these same conversations.
Hey, welcome back to Newsy's latest headlines. I'm Johannah Grenaway here with the latest updates after the verdict was announced in Derek Chauvin's murder trial. After deliberating for 10.5 hours, the jury found the former Minneapolis police officer guilty of murder and manslaughter in the death of George Floyd last May. Combined, his convictions of third-degree murder, second-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter carry up to 75 years in prison. Chauvin will remain in custody until sentencing, which Judge Peter Cahill says will happen in 8 weeks. Afterward, Floyd's brother, Philonis Floyd, said he feels relieved that he can finally, hopefully, get some sleep. He also said he's going to keep fighting for equality and justice.
We will have to do this for life. We have to protest because it seems like this is a never-ending cycle. I'm going to put up a fight every day because I'm not just fighting for George anymore. I'm fighting for everybody around this world. Justice for George means freedom for all.
No peace.
Amid a national reckoning on race, the U.S. is taking a closer look at who it holds up as an American patriot.
She had an attitude of, well, I am here, and so I'm going to make this country what it should be for all of us.
Ernestine Wyatt is Harriet Tubman's great-great-great-grandniece. Her Aunt Harriet is set to replace President Andrew Jackson on the $20 bill.
It's going to exemplify her contribution as an American patriot. Aunt Harriet stood for America, too.
But it turns out that's a long process involving design reviews and counterfeit prevention measures. Wyatt is hoping the new bill will be ready in time for Tubman's bicentennial birthday next year.
To have a woman of color who came from absolutely nothing, the worst circumstances you can imagine as an enslaved person, to rise up and really fight for those values that we as Americans claim that we fight for: freedom, equality, justice. She really fought for them.
Larson hopes the new note will inspire people to keep fighting for those values. And Wyatt is proud to see her Aunt Harriet take her place among other American patriots.
For too long in the past, we've upheld, without even thinking, we've upheld people that have racist views. African Americans are a part of this country. They have made this country and built this country with free labor for all those years. And we deserve, our place right alongside our white counterpart.
For Newsy, I'm Johannah Grenaway.